One of my favorite authors is Michael Perry. His first book, originally published in 2001, is titled Population 485, Meeting Your Neighbors One Siren at a Time. This is my autographed copy. Perry writes from the perspective of a volunteer EMT firefighter in a little town in northern Wisconsin called New Auburn. You know, I'm sure that's just between Chautauqua and Bloomer, right? But he's one of those 485 people. And the book is a wonderful reflection, philosophy of life woven around the stories of the blessings he found in getting to know his neighbors, in his case, one siren at a time. Perry serves on the volunteer fire department not because he wants to be a hero, but because he knows that someday he could be that man that's trapped in the car wreck that needs to be cut out, or the person who's feeling chest pains and fearful that they might not walk away this time. Most likely, he writes, he'd be the one pouring too much lighter fluid on the charcoal grill and starting the garage on fire. And then he'd need a neighbor, too. What Perry teaches us by small-town stories of rescues and recoveries, Jesus teaches us by way of a parable. Both would agree, I think, with Moses. This is not so mysterious and remote. It's something already in our mouths and in our hearts. Now, while we might get the impression from the gospel story that the Samaritan was an exception, that he went out of his way and beyond what would be expected of him to help that injured man along the side of the road, in fact, that he was a hero. After all, the others had legitimate excuses to pass by the other side of the road. So it's easy how we could see the Samaritan as a sort of hero, but Jesus was not describing hero, was he? He was describing what it means to be neighbor. It's so easy for ourselves to narrow our thinking of who is our neighbor. Societal norms, politics, our own prejudices and biases all tend to limit our understanding and narrow our perspective of what God has planted already in our souls. Life has a way of doing that. But neighbor has no boundaries of language or religion. It does not discriminate in any way by way of immigration status or race or religion. It does not discriminate in any way or be narrowed by socioeconomic status or excluded by sexual orientation. Jesus is exploding a tribal mentality and religious boundaries. He is teaching something new in this parable, and he is teaching us yet today. The parable defines our perception of upon which justice is predicated and how charity is built. It clarifies our responsibility for compassion. It illuminates our duty of concern. It expands our responsibility to all of our brothers and sisters who are in any way burdened or rejected or struggling or in need. In his Christology that St. Paul teaches in his letters to the church, he teaches us that everything and everyone was created through Christ. And everything and everyone was created for Christ. Therefore, we are intimately connected, held together by the invisible Christ. What we're talking about here is not all that complicated. It's not rocket science. It's simply the command. Love God. Love your neighbor. All of them. No exceptions. No excuses.